All right, we are about to reveal the brand new Call for Backup Commander deck from March of the Machine, and we want to thank Wizards of the Coast for providing us this to reveal exclusively here on this channel. This is a red, green, white deck, and I think this is really cool. This has one of the new mechanics in it, and we're going to talk about that.
I wonder what it's called.
This deck is absolutely busted, though. I'm telling you.
Called Backup. We'll get to that in a minute. The other cool thing about this deck, and all 5 decks from March of the Machine, is that they have Plane Chase in the decks, which is really cool. I love Plane Chase.
It's okay for you to think that.
I think Plane Chase is super fun.
I'm a fan.
It's a good
I like
variant.
Plane Chase as well.
It's a good variant to play in Commander. So most of the time, people kind of house rule Plane Chase. If you've got the old planes, you just put all the planes in one pile in the center, and you flip over and you just play with that one deck. Yep. However, the way that it's supposed to be played is that everybody brings their own at least minimum 10 Plane Chase card deck. They all have to be unique, and you can play no more than 2 phenomena in the deck. So each of these 5 decks is going to have 10 Plane Chase cards in it. 5 are reprints from the old Plane Chase, and 5 are brand new. So we're going to go over the 10 new cards that are in the deck and the 5 new planes that are in the deck, and then just kind of talk a little bit about some of the reprints, but you're here for the new stuff. So, kicking us off, we have the face card of the deck, which is Bright Palm Soul Awakener. This is a 1 red, green, white legendary creature, Fox Samurai. It's a 4/3, and it has backup 1. Now, backup is the new mechanic, and it says, whenever it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So it can be itself, it can be another creature you control, or just another creature. If that's another creature, it gains the following abilities until end of turn. So anytime you've got a card that has backup, anything that's below the backup ability, the card gains all those abilities. Now, Bright Palm says, whenever this creature attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature. That creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn.
Did we even need to make it even better with the power 2 or less thing? Like, come on.
You just put a +1/+1 counter on something that's already got a bunch of counters.
Yeah.
Turn it sideways, and now it's huge.
Exactly. I'm thinking like Pelt Collector, Mistcutter Hydra, Mana Gorge Hydra.
Which is in the deck. That is one of the reprints that's in the deck. Mana Gorger Hydra. A lot of really good cards you can put stuff in.
Imagine going turn 3 Mana Gorger, pass, gains 3 counters as you go, and then you play this. Like, you're attacking for like 11 or something. That's absurd.
Yeah.
I guess it'll never be
it's
an odd
good.
number, huh?
It's good, you know. I think what I like most about the card is honestly the new mechanic backup.
Yeah.
The backup mechanic, that's really good.
Backup mechanic
really good.
is broken. I mean, even some of the other cards we're going to get to are completely insane. So that's the commander of this deck, right?
That is the face card commander.
Yeah, sure.
of this. We do have the secondary commander that can be in there, and that's one of these new team-ups.
It's a team-up card.
Yeah.
Shalai and Hallar is 1 and Naya, green, white, red. It is a 3/3 legendary creature, Angel Elf, combining 2 of the top creature types.
Yep.
It has flying vigilance, and it says whenever 1 or more counters are put on a creature you control, Shalai and Hallar deals that much damage to target opponent.
+1/+1 counter specifically.
Yeah. I'm glad it says opponent.
Yeah.
So that it can't also machine gun creatures, but
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a
in
good point.
conjunction with the face card, doubling the counters, and then suddenly that does that much damage to an opponent.
I'm glad it said put on a creature you control. I was like, man, if you just like play Dark Depths or something, like okay.
Yeah, +1/+1 counters on a creature you control.
Yeah,
specifically.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't like Team Up.
You don't like
I like this card.
Yeah.
This card is sweet. Ignoring the name and the art and the creature type, I'm 100% on
Now,
board.
I like it when Yardle's in something because then it's hilarious too.
Multani,
But
right.
Now, the only real way I feel about this card is that maybe the +1/+1 counters archetype didn't need that.
It sure
Yeah.
did.
Didn't need a way to deal direct
The
damage
Naya
to their
deck
opponent.
with Parallel
It's all
Lives,
there's
Hardened
so
Scales.
many like counter doublers and stuff.
Yeah.
Your deck was already pretty strong with attacking. Now
I got reach.
you've gave it this a very big amount of reach.
very big. Yeah, that's what I was saying is like
Because-
even outside of this deck, just this card being a commander for other Naya decks, this card's going to be played for a long time. I mean, this card's incredibly good. And even if you just switch that with the namesake commander, this deck is still going to be really, really good.
It's going to be obnoxious. Like you were saying, there's so many counter doublers. There's just ways to put counters on all of your creatures at once in one shot, pretty cheap.
Well
so,
designed though, like it still gets punished by wrath effects,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
which is what the
Yes.
the counter decks
Buy
are.
those
Yeah,
Decree
very
of
much.
Savageries right now.
You don't need to buy the Clear.
Well, you just kill them, though. If you cast it.
If you cast a 10 mana card, they will die.
Not all 10 mana
Yes.
cards.
All right, Corey, what's our next one?
Oh yeah, this is my favorite card by far. Okay, so Conclave Sledge-Captain. It's 5 colorless and a green for a 4/4 elephant soldier, and it has backup, backup, backup. So
Back up one.
back it up. Now stop. Put some counters on it. Now stop. Put your counters on it. You like? Yeah, I love it. Okay, so it's a 4/4 trampler.
Well,
and
we're
whenever,
getting sued.
Yeah, we're getting sued for sure. So whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 counters on it as well. So
the backups are all
separate.
They're separate, so you can put them
Yeah.
on separate creatures, but you can put them all on one creature too.
So you can just go
So
like
you would
this.
have 3 instances of
So, yeah.
doubling its counters? Or?
Just picture you have 3 Call of the Herds, right? You get to play this card, counter, 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 attack. If they connect, now they're 3 8/8s. Is that what
Yep.
I'm understanding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have the team-up card out,
3.
They're dead.
Yeah.
they died.
That's 15 damage.
Yeah, they died.
Yeah.
It's just it's absurd.
And it's just the best flavor ever because back up is just too close.
Yeah.
To,
I think it's also a very good variant to a card like Craterhoof because it's going to cost $1,
yeah.
where Craterhoof costs substantially more, and being able to create that on 3
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah.
This card gets on
It
the
won't
dance
be
floor, though.
exactly Craterhoof,
Yeah.
but
This
it'll
is
be
like
a very
a
cheap one.
this is like an overrun variant for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Pathbreaker Ibex, all those other ones that we've seen that are similar. They just pump the team up
Yep.
and they get in for a lot.
I just want to make that backup joke, though. That's it.
Oh, yeah,
so,
you're done.
yeah,
You're
it's
good.
been a pleasure. Yeah.
All
Corey,
right.
sit down. All right. So next card we have is Death Greeter's Champion.
I think you like this
I
one.
do like this card. So I like any card for the most part where the dash cost is more than its mana cost.
Yeah.
Significantly more.
It's usually a red flag. Like, what's going on with this?
So 2 in a red, Human Warrior, 2/1. It has dash for 3 in a red.
Yeah.
And then it has backup 1 and double strike.
Yeah, being able to dash this in, you get the
Double
back
strike.
ability. That gets a +1/+1 counter and double strike
Yes.
until end of
Yeah,
turn.
I picture this card like not even having. Oh wait, dash doesn't return it.
It does.
right?
It
It
does.
sacrifices.
No.
No,
No, it returns.
It returns to your.
Yeah, I picture that not attacking ever.
Yeah.
Like it's just play it, something else, bring it back.
Yeah.
Also, a thing to note, it's a human.
It is human.
It is
Which is
human.
nice.
So
This
So,
is a
yeah. Is 4 mana, put a +1/+1 counter, double strike, gonna be worth it?
Who knows?
Unrepeatable?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
This is one of the cards that I like that I would like to call like pre-con all-stars.
Yeah.
May not be great for other decks, but in this deck in particular, it's going to go
It's gonna
hard.
go
well,
real good.
you know, I'm just thinking in my head, putting Cavernous Souls on human,
Yeah, sure.
and then having something in
It-
play that doubles ETB triggers,
Four
so
is
you
just
get
four is just a lot,
you're getting
Yeah.
more of it, you know.
Yeah.
and it's just a repeatable double strike effect.
That's
but
true. That
it
card
works
is
around
awesome.
sweepers so that if you
Yeah.
You keep that
stash
effect,
it, bring
yeah.
it back.
And this deck does seem vulnerable to sweepers, though. It
most
really
counter
does.
decks are.
Yeah.
Most decks with
They
counters.
gotta be
yeah.
weak
Plus
to
one
something.
counter.
Yep.
They have a couple of outs, but yeah,
Yeah.
they really are.
This
once-
deck
once they're
hates
sweepers.
settle the
You
wreckage. I'll
say
tell you
that until you have the team up card with the Ozolith after that got it,
Yeah.
and you're just
I was gonna
like,
say, there are a
oh,
couple
I'll
of
put this in
decks.
blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all live in fairy magical
Yeah,
Christmas
Christmas
land,
land all the
Mr. Green.
All right, our next one is one of the high mana cards that's probably going to get cut from the new cards, possibly, but we'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
And that is Emergent Woodwurm. And this is a 6 and a green creature worm, 4/4. It has backup 3, which is good. And then whenever this creature attacks, so it's whatever creature gets the backup counters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is its power. You may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yeah.
So
Pretty cool.
Like the effect.
it's going to be
Yeah.
a 4/4 for
7
7.
mana.
I
Seven
will
mana is
say,
so much.
Yeah.
the mana cost is reflective of the art. Is very, very big
It
one.
is.
However, it is
Very
only a
large.
4/4.
It is only a 4/4.
Well,
Very large.
7/7.
It's not. It doesn't give itself.
Yeah, but if it's the only creature in play, it's a 7/7.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I accept.
It's a 7 mana.
7/7.
Yeah.
Okay. As a 7/7, it makes sense.
And maybe
Yeah.
if there's like Soul Ring in the deck, which is
Yeah.
in, I feel, every single deck ever.
Everyone
so it's
will
probably
want.
all right. Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
will want.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it's going to be kind of an odd one. We'll see how it looks when it actually comes out.
It does sound cool to like collect a company the turn you play it on a card. Though.
Yeah,
That's
7
pretty
mana
cool.
is a lot, but
Yeah.
you know, who knows. All right, now we have Guardian Scalelord,
That's a good one.
which is 4 and a white for a 3/4 dragon that has backup 1. It's flying, and it says whenever this creature attacks, return target non-land permanent with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is this creature's power. I thought this was particularly powerful because most of the creatures in a white deck that you want to return into play that die probably already are under the power of the 3/4.
Yeah.
And we'll say it's a 4/5 because you put the backup counter on it.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the real question is, does the creature with backup also have flying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything
below
below
it.
Everything
Yeah.
below it. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Double
if
strike
you cast
flying.
this and put it on your
Yeah.
ground creature, it gets flying plus that other.
Just
stuff.
like
It
the
does say
Conclave before
abilities.
Yeah,
was-
abilities.
gave,
Yeah,
trample.
everything that's underneath the backup ability.
So it's not everything just with +1/+1 counters, though, right?
No, it's just what you back up
They
to.
kind of. So we do have to kind of keep it straight, kind of thing,
yeah,
right?
It's, you kind of have to keep it straight. So this one comes in, you put it on, your 3/3 beast creature that you've got,
Yeah.
token that you've got created from a beast within a river. So that's now a 4/4 flyer that when it attacks, it returns.
But what if the
X.
flyer dies? Does it still do the ability? You would think, right?
This
If
guy?
the Guardian
Yeah,
Skeleton?
if
Yeah,
the
it still
card
has
that
that-
backs
It
it up.
still
It
has
has
that
just
ability
gains
until
that.
end of
Okay,
turn.
cool.
If you
Gains all
get
that
to
stuff.
turn it sideways, they say
Yeah.
yes, you got the trigger.
Yep.
All right.
But it's only until end of turn, so you've got a 4/4 beast after
Okay.
that. A 3/3 with a +1/+1 counter after that turn.
Even
But
if the stack is
if
empty.
they killed it, I can return it back.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. It's lots of cool stuff going on there. The next one, Corey, this is the one that's going to be in all 5
I
of
like
the
this one, yeah.
Margin Machine Commander decks. Go ahead and let us know.
All right, so it is Ichor Elixir, 4 colorless for an artifact, and yeah, this works with all the plane chase cards. So if you'd roll 1 or more planar dice, instead roll that many planar dice +1 and ignore 1. So, if it's just 2 bricks, doesn't matter. But if you hit, the 2 modes to switch it or to use the chaos ability,
You get to choose which
you
one.
can
Choose
just
which one.
I can just choose chaos.
And taps for 2 mana.
Yeah, and 2 mana. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So there's a couple things. One is that Fractured Power Stone was the card that was in all the Plane Chase decks originally, and that was a 2 mana, taps for a colorless, or you can tap it to just roll the planar die.
Yeah.
So if the planar die is, you can roll it for 0 the first time, you can just roll it for free. The next time you want to roll it on that turn, you have to pay 1 and then pay 2. It cumulatively gains another. Fractured Power Stone just lets you bypass that and roll an additional free time. This one is really cool because they kind of did this in D&D a while ago, where you roll 2 dice, you gain an advantage or
Yep.
disadvantage, and then you take whichever one's the better one. They had it in some of the D&D cards, like Barbarian class, where you roll the 2, take the higher of the 2 that you want. This one, nice being able to basically have that little advantage.
Don't take this away from Kark.
yeah,
This is Kark ability with dice. Don't take it away from
yeah.
Kark. Try and give it to D&D.
well, D&D's had it for a while now.
Jeremy refers everything to the
I
D&D
know, that's why I
sets,
said don't take it away from
Kark.
All right, what's our next one?
All right, next one we have is Mirror Style Master. 4 colorless red creature human warrior with 3/3. Has backup 1, and then its ability is whenever this creature attacks, for each attacking modified creature you control, create a tapped attacking token that's a copy of that creature. Exile those tokens at the end of
Yikes.
end of combat.
Yeah, into combat.
Yikes.
Yikes is the word.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one. It's a good one.
So yeah, modified creatures, you're going to have a lot here.
You
with
mean
the
most of
pluses.
your cards.
Yeah, most of your cards in this deck specifically, and you definitely want to play this in other decks that maybe have like a bunch of equipment.
So,
For example, since it's a red card.
I mean, basically, if you have 2 modified creatures already on the battlefield and 1 non-modified, right? So you just play this, target the non-modified, attack with 3 creatures, all of a sudden you have 6 creatures coming in.
Yeah.
Like, that is absurd there, and that's not even like a way over-the-top type draw,
Yeah, yeah.
That's incredible. And
Also, it's got cool art.
And just think if they have come into play abilities. Like, then it's through the roof,
Yeah, if they
you
come into
know?
play, they don't have the attack triggers because they're coming tapped and attacking.
Yeah,
But-
otherwise it'd just be
But,
constantly,
just
right?
like constantly go off. But yeah, they do have, if you have some sort of ETB, you
Yeah.
put it on a reclamation stage, you put it on something that goes and fetches lands, you got
Spirited Companion,
Spirited
draw a
Lots
card.
of
You know,
good
I mean,
stuff,
like
yeah.
something like
Or
that would
just
be cool.
one of your commanders from
Yeah.
the deck.
Yeah, one of those 2 commanders, that's real good.
Oh, it's Legend Rule though, still, right? It would still
No, I'm just
roll?
saying the commander's in play. Like,
Yeah, if they're in play,
the
they
team
get
up
the-
card, they'll get the damage.
They
from
get all the damage from all the counters,
especially
coming
if
on
some
them,
add
everything.
counters.
But they will legend roll, right? You can't
Yes.
attack with
Yeah,
a
yeah,
legend.
yeah.
So
But they will come into play. They'll trigger.
yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
have the one that shoots
you would
them,
True.
get the other backup trigger again.
Yeah.
To do again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
How
the
many
next-
times can we back it up?
The next one we have is a unique one because it's one of the only cards that I've seen that actually talks about planeswalking in Plane Chase. So it's Path of the Pyromancer, 4 and a red sorcery. Discard all the cards in your hand, add a red for each card discarded this way, then draw that many cards +1. Right there,
That's good.
that's really good.
Yeah.
That's a good card.
Who
But
needs Wheel of Fortune now?
Yeah.
in addition, it also has Will of the Planeswalkers. Starting with you, each player votes for Planeswalk or Chaos. If Planeswalk gets more votes, Planeswalk. If Chaos gets more votes or the vote is tied, choose Chaos.
No, excuse me. Chaos ensues. Don't choose Chaos.
Well, it
Yeah,
says
yeah.
Chaos
yes.
ensues.
Chaos ensues.
Yeah.
Chaos
That's, we can't
Sorry,
leave that out.
Chaos
That's
ensues.
nice.
Yeah.
That is the new term for whenever you roll Chaos. It is Chaos ensues, and we'll see that on the planes when we get there. But yeah, I think this one's really cool. Gets you it refills your hand, gets you a bunch of extra mana, and if you're playing Plane Chase, it's just real good.
I mean, honestly, the thing that's funny about that too, isn't it? Whenever you get to gatherings, chaos ensues as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I thought the card was good before we even added the second part. I literally put, "Who cares what the second part does?" Like,
that's true. He did say
cool,
that.
it does some stuff, but
Yeah.
the first part of the card, that's what I'm in for because that only it's just me.
Yeah.
You guys don't get to draw any cards.
Yeah, that's
Just
a perfect
me.
Stephen Green
Yeah, that's
card
a me
right there.
card.
Yeah, back in the early days of Commander, I think before it was like officially Commander EDH, people played Fractured Power Stone, not playing Plane Chase because it was just a rock. It was a 2-mana rock.
Yep.
So.
Now, obviously, I get this card.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Yeah,
get this
we
one.
didn't plan this out, but the next card is Uncivil Unrest.
Yes, that's good for you.
It's
Yeah.
a 5-mana enchantment, and it says non-token creatures you control have Riot.
Okay.
And if no one knows what Riot does, it's that they enter the battlefield with your choice of a 1/1 counter or haste.
that yeah.
Yep.
First
And then,
part.
yeah, the next part of the card says if a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead.
That card's good.
That card's
Yeah.
really good.
That card's gonna kill somebody.
All I'm saying is this card combos so well with what that partner card.
Yeah.
What was it
the
called
team
again?
up card.
The team up card.
Yeah, the team up card. So
Shalai
if
and
you,
Hallar?
if you get a counter on Shalai and Hallar, and then you start putting counters on things,
Yes.
Shalai and Hallar is dealing double.
Yes.
Wow, yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That card's sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. This might be one of the better cards in the thing because this is going to any modified, anything you're doing with counters or modifying, this is going to be an auto included in your deck probably if you're in the colors.
That's true.
Because it's pretty strong. It
I'm
gives
gonna-
you a counter to modify all your creatures,
Yeah.
or it gives a modified one coming in already.
Yeah.
Haste.
Just
so-
being able to riot any of your creatures is crazy. Never
good.
being able to like have sweepers effectively, like they just always have haste if you want. That's disgusting.
Also, great name, Uncivil Unrest. Love it.
Yeah, that is
Uncivil
pretty
Unrest
good.
is real good. All right, so now we're getting into our planes. We're going to quickly go over the reprints that are in here. So there's one Phenomena and 4 planes. The Phenomena is the Chaotic Aether. That one's each, whenever you encounter it, each blank roll of the plane or die is also a chaos roll until you planes walk away from it, from the plane. So the Phenomenon just kind of sticks around.
Oh, it's just an
So we
extra
get
one.
another
with
one.
the
Oh,
player,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So it sticks around. Sometimes they come in and they just do a thing and then they go back.
Yeah,
They're
like
done.
a Wrath of God or something. Yeah.
We have Jund, which is, I know John immediately was like, this is a Naya deck.
John loves it.
And we have Jund.
It's just a place you can visit, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just hang
If
out.
I
like
get
Disney
to
World.
choose my 10 cards, I'm not choosing.
Another
It's
plane.
a
Another
precon.
plane.
You don't get to choose any card in it.
I'm bringing it.
All right, so Jund is whenever a player casts a creature spell that's black, red, or green, it gets Devour 5. And then Chaos is whenever Chaos ensues, redid that wording. Whenever Chaos ensues, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Bloodhall Ballista.
Bastion.
Bloodhall Bastion. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it gains double strike and haste until end of turn. Whenever Chaos ensues, exile target non-token creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control.
That card's messed up with backup.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
card's real good with backup.
Yeah.
Real good. That's a
Haste and
sick
double
Is
plane.
this a new one? I
That
haven't seen
plane
this
is
card.
gonna blow stuff up.
Kharasha Foothills. That might actually be a new one. I might
I'm
have.
pretty sure these last few are new, right?
Yeah, it might have.
Yeah, no, maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't.
Okay.
I'm pretty
I
sure
will
they're not.
say, very.
There are a lot more planes than I.
We
remember.
don't know them.
Yeah.
Just
True.
gonna put that out
Yeah,
there.
we'll
We
list
don't
all
know
the
them.
planes that are
Yeah.
going to be there. Some may be reprints, some may,
No,
may
these
not
are the
be.
first 5. They're not
All right.
reprints. They're reprints.
Yeah.
Kharasha
okay.
Foothills is whenever a creature you control attacks a player, for each other opponent, you may create a token that's a copy of that creature tapped and attacking that opponent. Exile the tokens at the beginning of the next step. Whenever chaos ensues, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. If you do, it deals that much damage to target creature.
No.
And
No, not that strong.
Grove of the Dreampods is when you planeswalk to Grove of the Dreampods and at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card, put that card onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order, and whenever chaos ensues, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but
Let's get
yeah,
to the
that's
new
good
ones.
one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
new one.
here's some of the new ones. You want to talk about this one?
We have the Megaflora Jungle.
It's just Megaflora Jungle, not the...
No, yeah.
Not-
We
it's
have
not that special.
The Megaflora
Yeah,
Jungle.
it's not that special.
Known in some circles as just Megaflora Jungle.
Where is that plane?
I'm not saying it.
Garganticar.
Garganticar.
And it says each creature with mana value 2 or less gets +2/+2.
That's
And
probably
when
tokens.
chaos ensues, you create a 1/1 green insect creature token with flying named Butterfly.
Little butterfly.
Now,
I can
personally,
fly twice as
I'm not a huge, we're going to play Plane Chase, but if I was, this would be my token deck.
Yeah,
Because
oh yeah.
That applies to all the tokens.
For sure.
And,
For sure.
There we go.
Great deck building there,
Pump some
Stephen
up.
Green.
Yeah, got it. All right.
Did it.
Corey, you want to talk about
Okay.
our next one?
All
Have
right,
fun.
next one, Riptide Island. So Riptide Island is on Dominaria. Whenever you planeswalk to Riptide Island and at the beginning of your upkeep, create 2 1/1 colorless sliver tokens.
They made
God.
a sliver plane.
Are you kidding me? Slivers were already busted. When chaos ensues, slivers you control gain haste and get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of slivers you control. So I'm going to go on a limb, okay? If I were to deck build a sliver deck, this one's going right in it.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah,
you were to play
probably.
Play Chase,
Mhm.
this one's
No,
100%.
it's funny that you say that. I
Slaps
said
planes.
I think this is the first sliver-based Plane Chase card.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because I have never played against a sliver deck in the wild. I've never been
I have.
and out there where we sit down at the
You're
table
about to play them a lot.
and someone was like, I got slivers. That
That's
just
a good
literally
point.
never happens.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We
about
do
I'm
to
have
not
all
saying
the
they're not out
slivers.
there. I'm saying I never meet them.
Me neither.
Somebody's gonna
Yeah.
pull out their sliver deck and then their Plane Chase deck and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to?"
I'm just going to say no.
Saying in the summer, there's going to be a sliver pre-constructed
Yeah,
deck,
there's
so
gonna be a
Yeah.
sliver pre.
there are going to be a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Talk about
All right,
next
so
one?
we have the Great Aerie. This is on the plane of Takir. Whenever you planeswalk to the Great Aerie, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you bolster 3.
Wow. Wait till chaos ensues.
Whenever chaos ensues, choose up to 1 target creature you control and up to 1 target creature an opponent's control. Each of those creatures deal damage equal to their toughness to each other.
Butt fight, butt fight.
But you got the bolster.
Yeah, you get to back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back it up.
I'm all about
No,
this
but
backing
you
up.
took a class, and they didn't.
Yeah, they've been
With
doing
bolster,
squats for the whole day, and the other one just has been skipping leg day.
All right, the next one is the Golden City of Orazca, which is on Ixalan, and it has Ascend. Just
City's
has Ascend.
Blessing, yeah.
You get the
Star City's Blessing, right?
Star City's Blessing.
Okay.
Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token.
Love this one.
Then draw a card if you have the City's Blessing. Whenever chaos ensues, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like overall just a good play and good for whatever you're doing. It's
Yeah,
good. You get to
just-
draw cards,
And it
make
just
treasures.
creates really good tokens, like maybe the best that we have around.
Yeah,
you
Ryan,
know?
some
So-
Ryan Overturfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they hurt me?
And then we have Towashi, which is on the plane Kamigawa.
That makes sense.
And it says, modified creatures you control have trample, and whenever this creature does combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card.
That's good.
In parentheses, equipment are cards you control, encounters or modifications, just in
Yep.
case.
Yeah.
And then when chaos ensues, distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control.
Make up
Wow.
the 3
Now,
modifieds.
That's a good one.
This seems to me like the plane designed for this deck.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
It's definitely, yeah.
So
I would
it's led me
agree.
to
See,
believe
it's,
that
it's from the plane of Kamigawa, and the face card
Card
is
face
from
card is from
Kamigawa.
Kamigawa.
So
it
yes.
leads me to believe that
Yeah.
each deck may actually have one like playing
specific
designed
one,
for
yeah.
what they're doing.
Like
So.
Jund is probably specifically for Esper decks.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Well, I would imagine in the Esper deck that you got Naya.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, so going over some of the reprints that are in here, as we talked about, there are a lot of cards that really care about the +1/+1 counters. We have things like Mikaeus Lunar, Colonial Hydra, a couple of Hydras, Champion of Lambholt,
Inspiring call.
Jamoka's Command puts a
Order
counter on stuff.
Ranger.
Yeah, Juniper Order Ranger. We do have the Forgotten Ancient, Genesis Hydra, Gyre Sage, things like that. Incubation Druid.
And
Kestic
some good
Wolf
RAM.
Run. Yeah, some good RAM. Krenko.
There's a
Tense
whole
Strike
bunch
Cannon.
of like we're putting counters on stuff.
There is.
Rishkar,
Yeah.
It's a good card. Good
Shronic Resonator to copy the effects. Like
Yep.
they needed that.
Yep.
Rishkar, Pima Remigan.
Rishkar is awesome. Yeah.
Rishkar.
Or Restoration Angel in this deck. That's going to be awesome.
Triskelion.
Triskellion's in here.
Triskelion.
What?
And I mean, probably the most synergistic card for sure has to be Mana Guard or Hydra, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's pretty.
that's
up there.
absurd. If you can ever double the counters on that, that is
Hey,
game over.
They put Gavity Township in the
Yeah, they
modified
did
deck
put it in
finally.
there. Yeah, Fertilid.
Also, thing to note: everyone is probably getting a Fractured Power
everybody's
Stone.
probably gonna fracture Power
Yeah, almost
Stone.
certainly.
Yeah,
Wolf Run.
Absalon Battle Priest, Absalon Falconer.
Is that Armorcraft Judge the one that gives them trample if they have a counter on them?
I believe he's the one that draws cards for every
Okay.
everybody.
I just
every-
imagined
+1/+1.
that the cons card that gives all your creatures with a 1/1 counter on them trample is probably in the deck
Yeah,
somewhere.
Elite Scale Guard, Elite Scale Lord.
What does Good Fortune Unicorn do?
Is a green white 3/3, and when
Okay.
another creature comes into play, it's a 1/1 counter on it.
Wow, really?
It's
Oh, yeah.
uncommon from a core set. I think.
Love that they have.
Incredible card.
They're still repping Mindless Automaton from
Yeah.
Exodus. They're still
From
pushing it
Mindless
out there.
Automatons.
Could
They're
actually-
not gonna let it go.
That
they
card took
do
me
have-
from MH1 too.
Yeah, they do
I
have
think it is.
Slurk
Oh.
Jessing, which was the green partner one.
Rogue's Passage,
yeah,
too,
Rogue's
to be extra
Passage.
mean.
Also,
Wow.
uh,
This deck looks awesome.
they did skip out on the chance.
Up.
Temple of False
Temple of False
Yeah.
God.
Oh, they never
They
could. It's a
did.
3-color
They
deck.
never skipped out
Obviously,
on the
you need
chance.
Temple of
for
False
that.
God.
How else are you going to draw a Temple of Tilt the turn you need an untapped land?
Yeah.
I mean,
You got all the temples. You got Temple of False God. I think you had the
Yeah, it's
other-
on theme.
Yeah, Temple of Abandon,
I
Temple
like
of Penny,
that.
Temple of Triumph.
Oh, you're saying
lot of
each deck
temples.
is like a temple?
Yeah, Temple to their own.
Abs
own
and
vibes.
Falconer, that's a good one in here.
So that is the green, white, red
Super cool.
call for backup deck. These are really cool. Make sure to check this one out on StarCityGames.com, but also make sure to check out the other 4 decks, which are all coming out today. All the deck lists will be up on the Wizards of the Coast website for Magic, and also have them available on StarCityGames.com. So, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.